Sorry, Austin.
Don't ask.
It's fine. So, as everyone knows, we've been working on a petition to get Columbia to be more transparent about how it implements its sexual assault response policy. And the reason we're doing this is a number of colleges and universities have recently been really terrible in how they actually apply their sexual assault policies. For example, of the half dozen students who were convicted of rape or sexual assault at Yale last semester, 4 were given written reprimands, 1 was put on disciplinary probation, and 1 was made to attend sensitivity training, and there were no punishments beyond that. Other schools have had processes that just drag on for months on end, allowing the perpetrators of rapes and sexual assaults to graduate without any sort of punishment. And what we're doing is trying to make sure that isn't the case at Columbia by asking them to release some basic information about how they actually implement their sexual assault policy. What we're asking for is things like the portion of reported assailants who are convicted, the typical punishment those assailants or rapists are given, and then how long the process takes on average. And this proposal is completely uncontroversial. It's got over 650 signatures right now, the petition. It's been endorsed by the college Republicans, Columbia Spectator, religious organizations, political groups, social clubs, 2 of Columbia College's university senators, Mark Heinrich and Jared Odesky, and even the dean of Columbia College, Dean Valentini, has formally endorsed the administration giving us a formal response. So either giving us the information or telling us specifically why we can't, so we can address those concerns. But despite how uncontroversial it is, the administration has consistently refused to respond to our petition or even give us a clear timeline of when or if they'll actually look at the petition and give us an answer. And not only have they not given us a timetable, they really don't seem to understand why so many students feel this is a really important issue. For example, the closest thing we got to a response on our question about how long the process takes on average was for someone in the Office of Judicial Affairs to tell us that Columbia's goal is to make sure all cases are resolved within 60 days. However, a lot of the schools that are under federal investigation for violating Title IX or the Clery Act, and a lot of schools that allow rapists and assailants to graduate because their processes drag on for months or even years, have those same guarantees in their policy. The entire point of this petition is so that we know independently whether Columbia is actually fulfilling its obligations that its policy lays out. So Columbia isn't responding to these very reasonable students' concerns about the administration ensuring that Columbia is responding to students' concerns. And so we are continuing to put pressure on the administration. And right now what we're focusing on is having people pass a physical copy of the petition around in their classes, especially their big lecture classes. I've done this in a few of my classes and I've gotten over 125 signatures. It takes literally 30 seconds to go up to your professor before class, ask if you can give a brief introduction, introduce the petition, and then pass it around. It's incredibly easy. Every professor I've talked to has been receptive, and it's at this point the single most effective way we have right now of demonstrating that students are concerned about this issue and demonstrating that students believe this is vitally important and that students believe they have the right to know whether Columbia is fulfilling its obligations to protect student safety. So, and if you're not comfortable speaking in front of big groups or not comfortable addressing this topic, you could also do things like share the petition online or pass out a physical copy to other people on the floor of your dorm, something like that. Again, right now the administration is refusing to address our concerns, and the only effective way we've seen in the past of getting the administration to address these issues is by demonstrating very widespread and very strong student support. And the most effective way we can do that is by passing around the physical petition. So if you're interested in doing that, you can talk to me during or after the meeting. I've got a bunch of copies of the physical petition if you want one. So again, this is the most effective way of demonstrating student support.